Okay, we are live on YouTube. Broader field because my camera lost its zoom settings for YouTube. That's just one of many technical issues that I have been dealing with this week. So I even wanted to try and get into Discord and let her know, hey, service is starting in just a minute, but that's acting weird too. And so I'm like, okay. Um, just one of those things.
And we still can't get that whole thanks button thing done.
Well, here's the deal with that. And I know more people are going to start logging in, in just a minute because it'll send everyone a notification. Hey, Kemetic Independent Channel is live. Da da da. So I see a couple of folks. Hey, sarcastic. Just being awesome. Yeah. And what I figure, well, so far what I figured out is my other channel, Golden Age Video, that one's set up with the security with the two-step verification, da da da, and YouTube recognizes that, but that one has so few hours and so few subscribers, I couldn't set anything up there. Meanwhile, over here, the one thing it's missing is that two-step verification, and I have gone through and done like, you practically need two keys in the nuclear football to get into my my Kemetic YouTube channel, but YouTube's still not recognizing that, and so I guess I'll have to talk with Ori and see if we can figure out what it's not doing, because I think it might have something to do with Firefox. The Firefox browser. But,
well, of course, if you're using Firefox when Google owns YouTube, no, it's not going to let you do shit.
Yeah.
So shoot the fox.
Yeah, Chrome.
Yeah. Is that what do the fox say? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, hey Oracle, we were just talking about. I just mentioned you because we're surmising that the reason why I don't have everything set up where I can turn on thanks for my channel is because Firefox has some issue, and so YouTube is saying, well, you don't have two-step verification. I'm like, what do you mean? So yeah. See, actually, the thing is, there are people who are saying that Firefox has been better about privacy lately than Chrome. They've surpassed Chrome in certain ways. At least there were some tech reviews that I read that said that, but I don't know.
The only hacking I've had done is the stuff that I gave to the Russians to intentionally point them to Trump, but never mind.
Can we leave that outside? You know what? It's time for some cool waters. I'll pour some on myself too. Just for that.
Yes, you need to.
The power of technique compels you.
I'm a good boy.
That's debatable.
No, it's not. Abuse.
Yeah. By the way, I think some folks were wishing for cool waters for Darren a little too hard because Sunday the pilot light went out in our hot water heater.
Yeah, that was not cool. Actually, it was, but it was not fun.
Right. Yeah. We actually had to have Tuesday we got up early and then waited 4 hours for somebody to come over and
which made me real mad. I was sleeping good too.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, that's other water bottle. Pardon me just a second. Get things going here, and then we will do the cool waters in earnest. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me as Tiffany purifies me. Hail unto you, and unto you. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Purity is upon our hands, purity is in our hearts, and we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure.
Is that your story?
Huh?
Is that your story?
And we're sticking to it. They're still trying to fleck water at me. And I actually got a comment from someone who is visually impaired and tunes into services, and they commented so that they can't, see the statues. So, and of course, Darren has, but because of the work that you've done, you've actually taught people to use programs like Window Eyes and Jaws and stuff like that. So I'm familiar with that a little bit, but to describe a little bit of what was going on, of course, we pour cool water over our hands in a basin, and Darren flicks it on me because it's apparently frigid, even though it's just tap water.
It's frigid, trust me.
And we have our altar set up with a statue of Neat and a candle of Sobek at the center, because they are the deities we're honoring tonight, and they're kind of set up a little higher than everyone else because we have our other deities, kind of around them. And now we're going to light our candle for the Eye of Horus.
It should also be noted that Ra is still above everyone.
Yeah, well, because he is our, the primary deity of our little temple here. But Neith, of course, being considered a creator in her own right. She's, this since, this is the she's the one that we're focusing on this week. She's kind of got, the spot in the center foreground. So
for those of you who have visual disabilities, we will try to do the best we can in sort of describing and laying out what we do going forward.
Yeah.
It'll be a learning process, so positive feedback is welcome.
Yeah. But, excuse me. There we go. Come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in, now and in the future. Bring this Eye of Horus in a circle to reach these four corners of the world, and then pass it before the deities. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And we'll light Sobek's candle. And we also have a candle of Sekhmet, Mama Sekhmet, as we like to call her, because she's the patroness. So Ra and Sekhmet are our primary deities, but we honor different ones throughout the year and at different points on the calendar. And of course, if you check in the description for the video, there's a link to kemeticreform.org, and we have a calendar there. So if you want to know what is on tap for the next week, now through July of 2023, we've got it all listed. So. You arise in the Akhet as Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Neat, Sobek, Sekhmet. O Yenushuru, you lords of love and lords of life, grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes and our hearts perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. May you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. And now we give our offerings. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Yenushuru, these waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, Yenushuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. Its fragrance is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. Oh, you know what you do. We give to you this eye of Horus. And its fragrance comes to you. And of course, we pass the smoldering stick of incense in front of the deities. And oftentimes people have asked, well, what do I do if I'm like in a dorm room or someplace, where I can't, light an actual stick of incense. A lot of people seem to have gotten some good mileage out of reed diffusers, and things like that.
Yeah, and another thing, if you're in an environment where lighting them is not conducive, you can lay the stick of incense before them, and that's the same offering. They know what your situation is, So give them credit and they'll give you credit.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And also, whenever I go to anoint things, a lot of the time I don't actually touch the icon with the oil.
Mhm.
I pass the oil over the front of the icon and then get the point, and the energy passes.
Yeah, and actually, in I know, like in Indian puja, when they're offering, like a part of their offering ceremony involves water, offering water for hand washing. But oftentimes their icon of a deity is a framed picture or something, like like a lot of folks who are pagan have. And since you can't pour water on that, they will just offer the bowl. They'll pass it in front of the statue, and it's considered valid, in their tradition. So you know I think the same thing can apply. So moving along, we have our food offering, which is some toasted pita bread and some basil leaves picked fresh from the plant, which I had to bring in to protect from the cold weather. So it's fresh picked basil. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, so you know what you do. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Okay. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yenichiru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water, as we offer a goblet of wine. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Neat the Great within her house in Sais. Pure, pure is Sobek, son of Neat, within his house. Pure is Sekhmet within her house. Pure the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horaketi, for Neat, Sobek, Sekhmet, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Neat. Come to your body, O Sobek, O Sekhmet. Come to your bodies, O Yenuchru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Neat, before Sobek, before Sekhmet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Ora Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkeprura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And of course, the Osiris, the king Neb-Khepru-Ra, is of course referring to Tutankhamun, who's our adopted historical pharaoh. And of course, he's going to be having a big party next month, because next month marks the 100th anniversary of the discovery of his tomb. And I know they're going to be doing some things in Egypt itself. And there's an exhibit that actually is opening in a week at Houston Museum of Natural Science. And sometime next month, we're going to go try and, because that's a day trip for us. We can go down there. And, I'm going to try and drag my other brother to go see it, because I dragged one of my brothers to the exhibit that was in Dallas back in 2008. And it's fun because he had never seen something like this before. And he's quiet throughout the whole thing and just studious, just saying nothing, just studying everything. And then finally we get in front of one of the gold coffinettes that had, was one of the canopic containers, for the pharaoh. And so if you can imagine, it probably stood about 2.5, almost not quite 3 feet tall, and about like so. And wouldn't you say, Darren, was about?
Yeah, and it had 4K cameras on it from every angle.
Yeah,
some gorgeous screens so they could zoom in and you could see.
Well, because there's
every little detail.
Yeah, well, because there was traced details on the inside of it, incised, of course, spells, but also a drawing of the goddess that protected that particular one.
Right.
And I want to say that one was Serket and Kemetic.
Right.
But either way, so we're staying. I mean, that thing's a showstopper. Yeah, you look at it and you think, how in the world is it that it was made so long ago? But these were master craftsmen,
and it was so precise and so small with all the glass inlays and
So what's funny is we're standing here, we're looking at this thing just in awe, and the room is fairly quiet. And my kid brother, who's 20 something, I guess at this point, yeah. He's standing there, chin in hand. He looks at it and he says, "Well, somebody got arthritis over this one." And it was all we could do not to just bust out laughing uproariously in the middle of a museum. It's like, oh my God, we're like chewing on our arms to keep from screaming with laughter, because, he's right, but it's the last thing you expect to hear.
Especially from him.
Yeah, so yeah, museum experience. Okay, I'm just kind of curious. I'm stopping to kind of scroll back through here. Okay, Celery, you're here. Oh, it's great. This has been a while since I've been around. I've been too busy between my 2 jobs and full-time college. And you're in art school. That is like a beast unto itself. I know, because I've been there. So.
Yes, the fact that you gave us any time at all is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and the Civic Kickwell, you were watching on TV. Cool. Check the chat on the phone. That's very cool. Let's see. A lot of TVs. Have the ability to cast from a phone. Yeah, we'll do that. Darren and I will do that, and we'll watch a lot of YouTube. He watches a lot of YouTube on his big screen. So, oh, that's cool. And Sarcastic is saying you usually get a religious exemption for candles and incense. They shouldn't have to ask your religion in order to do it either. That's very cool. Let's see. And Sarcastic is saying, if he's our group's patron pharaoh, does that mean we all have a tut in common? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Very good.
Oh, and Sarah's saying, I have a hearing on the 2nd of November to make sure the one who hurt me can never come near me again. I hope that my case is solid and I'm strong and my voice doesn't waver.
Yay.
I'm praying for you. Yes. Absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Well, let's pausing from that. We're going to honor our blessed dead, and of course that's going to be a big part coming up pretty soon. But okay, here we are, and I'm sure some more Snickers will find their way here because some of our blessed dead are rather fond of those. But we light this candle that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we offer them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Porekeru ta henket kakao abdu senator merhat kutnibet nofret wabet alket naturim and kawan ak punibu ma kirunibu kirnachara. A voice offering, bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great God. And now we lift our little statue of Ma'at, because she represents, of course, the concept. And we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased, and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. This fat is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And we place her on the little raised pedestal in front of and in between Neith and Sobek. So, and I use prayer beads. They have a group of 4 and a group of 8, and that's how I count the 4 virtues of Ra and the 8 Ma'ats. May we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay, and we will read our hymns for Neith and for Sobek. And we did have some prayer requests. Jory asked for prayers for him and for his. He has a cousin named Carly, and they both are. They're very sad right now because they had a grandmother who passed away a few years ago, and they're still very much grieving her. Sounds like she was a very much a pillar of the family, one of those folks that really made a difference in their lives, and they miss her very much. And of course, prayers for uh, justice, for Sarah, and prayers for well-being and health and prosperity for everyone. Especially as it's been a bit frazzling for some of us lately. So, beginning with Neat. Hail unto you, O Neat, the Great, the one who existed before existence. You who made all that is, who created all that exists. Eldest of the primeval gods, fashioner of Ra, mother of Ra, who was at the beginning. Unique one without equal, mistress of destiny, regent of fortune. Earth is under your command. One does not make plans without your knowledge. Queen of the gods in heaven, sovereign of the gods in the earth. Mistress of the bow, regent of the arrow, who keeps the arrow demons under her authority. Mistress of great fear, who created the twin crocodiles. Life and death are under your supervision. You fill sky and earth with your beauty, light the two lands with the rays of your eyes. You encompass your son as the light of the two lands. Father of fathers, who makes fertile the seed of gods and men. Great cow, who nourishes all things. Mother of mothers, who is like no other. There we go. Hail to you, twin of Ra, who arose from the primeval waters. Lord of Tashe, son of Neat, mighty God whose ceasing cannot be seen. Ruler of the rivers, governor of the winds, great male, rutting bull, lord of love, lord of the Aku, he who loves taking, great of terror. Drive off your wrath, let pass your raging, cut short your mourning, let your beauty come. Welcome in peace, O Lord of peace, Sobek. Hail, O Sobek, great God, Lord of Tashe, great male who came from Nun, white of teeth, green of scales, keen of face and raised of brow, Lord of strength and virility, raging one who drives away evil. You are Lord of the Nile, who makes the two banks green, Lord of the winding waterway in the sky, in your carnelian temple in the mountain of Baku. And Neat shares the title of Opener of the Ways with the god Whoopwoot. And may we ask her to provide a clear path to peace and healing and justice and safety for our friend Sarah, and to block the path of those who have done her harm so that they can never do so again. And also for Seta, she's working on disability. And we ask that the path to disability be open and clear for her. And if she encounters any obstacles, talk to Darren. And yes, and Alejandro says a prayer to Nathan Upo to open the ways for me. And Papadal. Oh, Papadal, that's so cute. Yes, and I was thinking of you too, Kai Sobek. Sobek is his patron, and so Sarah was referring to him as Papadile, as in crocodile.
Yeah,
so
Papadile.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, sarcastic. He sent something croc-like in the forest and was summoned. Yes. Didn't want to say after wild crocodile.
See you later, alligator.
Mm-mm. And oh yeah, and I need to. There he is. We have. I also keep on the altar. This is actually a little alligator, but that's something local, and so the way I see it, the alligator is just our local manifestation of Sobek, because they're native to Louisiana, and so uh, they actually have some. There's a Bass Pro Shops. I actually had to think about what the real name of the store is because we're so used to calling it the Redneck Mall. But yeah, but they have a big display in the front of the shop, and which includes, and it's a very tall fence, but they actually have live alligators there. Until the weather gets cold, and then I'm not sure where they move them to, but they have them. They're usually just kind of chilling out and swimming, and so I'll go and I'll watch them sometimes whenever I have to go over there. And I'm like, hey, it's Sobek's peeps. So yeah.
And it also amuses me is in Memphis that they had bought the pyramid, so they converted it to a giant Bass
Pro Shops.
store.
Yeah, in Memphis, Tennessee, yes, they have a giant pyramid that became a Bass Pro Shops, and I wonder if they have if they have alligators over there too or not. Because if they did, that would be really funny.
I've been in there.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful.
Huh.
There's a wall that is just fish, and there are pools on the ground, and then there's this giant enclosure full of alligators, and there's a tube that goes up the middle, and the alligators go up the tube.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it is kind of similar to the one here.
And the upstairs is a hotel, and you can like rent out a cabin upstairs and see the entire aquascape from above.
Yeah, they don't have that here at ours, but that's pretty neat.
It's a pyramid with fish. I'm in heaven there.
I think that's one pyramid scheme we can all get behind. But okay. Russ, I was thinking we should do a community Koyak event, like we can make Osiris Chia pets together on a Discord live. And yeah, is it? Yes, hey, so back at your American cousin. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, let's see about and we'll have to figure out when would be a good time to do that. And yeah, do some kind of like braiding, or hang out. Yeah, do something for Koya. Yeah, and if you can join a celery, that's great. But like I said, I know what you're doing because that was me. When Darren first met me, and art classes. If it's a good art program, it keeps you busy. But if anyone is ready for a divination, we can do those. I'm going to start with one for everyone, and so like the folks who are tuning in later, this will be for you as well. Oh, well, that was interesting. I got 3 of them right off the bat.
You might want to explain how it's done so folks who are visually impaired can understand.
Yeah, okay. Well, basically, I have a little basket, and it's full of fortune cookies, and I shake it. So that way, there's no, nothing from me. It's just whatever, comes out of there. And this time, 3 fortune cookies hopped right out of the basket. So we're going to open them and see, what our threefold message for the week is. Yeah.
They had a lot to say, evidently.
Yes. Okay, so first cookie. Not even a school teacher notices bad grammar in a compliment. Yes, they don't care. The fact is you're complimenting them. So not even a school teacher notices bad grammar in a compliment. Okay, now the second one. You are a person of culture. Cultivate it.
Uh-huh.
And now the third one. Okay. Whoever wants to reach a distant goal must take small steps. Now that's interesting. Whoever wants to reach a distant goal must take small steps.
How
They're
do you eat
saying
an,
that
how do
you
you
need
eat
to
an
pace
elephant?
yourself.
Yeah. How do you eat an elephant? One,
One
bite, at a time. Okay, so putting all of these three together here. Not even a school teacher notices bad grammar in a compliment. You are a person of culture. Cultivate it. Whoever wants to reach a distant goal must take small steps.
This is about improvement of oneself.
Mm-hmm.
This is about being your best. And this is about giving yourself permission to take the time to do it. Nothing is instant.
Right. Yeah. So there's a message of patience in here. You know,
Yeah.
whoever wants to reach a distant goal must take small steps, but also recognize what you have in yourself. You know, you're a person of culture. Cultivate it.
Somewhere in there will probably ring for someone who needs it.
Okay. Now I saw like a whole column of cookie icons. So let's see. Yeah, yeah. If you wanted to invite the campus witches for something, yeah, just let's uh figure out when's a good time, or sometime in early November. Um, and of course, the for folks who are on the semester system, that means it'll be getting kind of close to
The Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, it would be after midterms, you know. And if anybody happens to be like insane on the quarter system, like we were at Tech, you know, you'd actually be probably in like quarter break, but or coming up on it. But yeah, let's see if we can figure something out. Okay, and Celery says Mondays are my only days off, but Friday afternoons are also good. Okay. Oh, and I love Deluxe in the Discord wants cookie tea. Okay, cool. Okay, Celery's like right at midterms on my end. Okay, and midterms. So yeah, y'all are probably on semester system. Quarter system gets a little crazier because they try and cram, you know, a semester's worth of stuff in 3 months. But okay, so we're going to start with Celery, then Blue Conlin, then Sarcastic. So. Okay. So, Celery. Oh, wow. This one was empty.
It's up to you.
Well, you know what? I think the threefold message that was for everybody.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, you're covered under that one.
Yep, that applies to you.
Yeah. So Blue Conlin. Blue Conlin. A great person never ignores the simplicity of a child. A great person never ignores the simplicity of a child. Just don't overcomplicate things. Okay. Ooh, it's. Alrighty. So Sarcastic, then Alejandro. All right, sarcastic. Adversity is the parent of virtue. So mother, father, whichever, but the parent, adversity is the parent of virtue. So, Alejandro. Success is in starting a new project at work. So Alejandro, success is in starting a new project at work. I think you were saying you started a new job or something was going on with work. I think they're telling you start a new project. It'll turn out good. Okay, Sarah, then Sebekekaway. And Mario says, I'm going to a public meetup tomorrow. Could I get a divination for that? Alrighty. And Rebecca says, I'm just ducking in and out because of outside obligations, but hello. Hello. But okay, Sarah, then Sebekekaway. Okay. Sarah, it says, success is when you get what you want. Happiness is when you want what you get. Success is when you get what you want. Happiness is when you want what you get. And I guess is being grateful for what you have at the moment. And it's okay to aspire to more, but being content with where you are in the moment is an important and powerful thing, and I think it's kind of pointing in that direction. But okay, Sabakakaway. Sabakakaway. Your deeds today will be your memories tomorrow.
Wow, make sure their deeds worth remembering.
Yeah. Yeah, you're at some kind of an important point. What you do now will lay down a path for the future. Your deeds today will be your memories tomorrow. Oh, these are the days of our lives. Kind of thing. Okay, and Mario needed a divination for a meetup tomorrow. Okay. No problem leaves you where you found it.
Stop ignoring things.
No problem leaves you where you found it. They tend to come home with you.
Yeah.
So I guess don't go looking for problems tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because no problem leaves you where you found it. Okay, this is Isobek, and then Serrano. Yes, Amari says, hope everyone's doing well. Much more comfortable in the city, trying to make friends at the metaphysical store. Says, oof, that's an interesting divination. I'll try not to start a fight. Yes. Okay, and Alejandro has to go now. Have a good night. Thanks, thanks for tuning in with us. And well, let's see. Okay, now, next is Kai Sobek, and then Serrana, and then Love Deluxe. Hi, Sobek. What message does Papa dial? Can't tell you. Oh, I feel I must pass on other than I love you. Courtesy opens many doors. So Kai Sobek, just remember that. Courtesy opens many doors. And I just feel like there's a very much an insistence here. He also wants to pass on. I love you. Just and courtesy, there can be some opportunities come up for you, but you're going to have to, it may even involve biting your tongue sometimes. But courtesy is going to put you in the right place to have good things happen for you. Okay, so Serrana. Oh, you got two. I get the sense that one of these is for one of your little ones. Well, let's see what we have. First of all, there is no greater pleasure than seeing your loved ones prosper. Now, the second one. Courtesy costs nothing. So, putting these two together, there is no greater pleasure than seeing your loved ones prosper. Courtesy costs nothing. Be good to the people you love. And I guess the hardest thing sometimes is being good to the people that you don't love, but you have to deal with. And also the people that you love when you're not necessarily feeling up to snuff. I've been there, including today. I hope I haven't chewed on you today, boo. Yes, courtesy costs nothing. You okay, boo? You okay? I'm just tired. Oh, okay. Alrighty. All right, so Love Deluxe and then Ori. Oh, that was a nice belch, Darren. Apparently you did that. He heard it.
You're welcome.
You know, the funny thing is,
I sell those if you'd like.
I have to get one actually recorded first before I can mess with that as a sound effect and all that. But anyway, that's for another project.
But I'll do a custom blessing for you, for folks that they just want to donate a little bit extra.
Anyway, I still got to get the video uploaded for this weekend. I'm going to have this month's episode uploaded. And it's getting there. Just this week has been really crazy for technical difficulties. But yeah. So Love Deluxe, and if anyone else needs one, just let us know. So for Love Deluxe on the Discord. Huh. Interesting. When 3 is a crowd, adding 1 will often thin it out. So when 3 becomes 4,
the crowd will disperse.
Huh. Or you know what? At that point, nobody's the third wheel.
It's true.
So, but yes, when 3 is a crowd, adding 1 will often thin it out. So yeah, there's different ways that could play out, but that is for Love Deluxe. It gives you 7 out of 10 on that. So the sad thing is, I wasn't even paying attention. I guess I was so focused on, doing our cookies. Okay. Well, if anyone needs any more, I have them right here. And yes, of course, I'm going to upload the video. Folks on Patreon will see it first. I'm going to tweak a couple of things so that regardless of what tier you're at, you can get the early access. But then the outtakes are still for $5 and up, because it does take time to go through and edit together the outtakes. But I wanted something so that no matter where you're at, if you're one of the peeps, you can see stuff early. That and by going and seeing what other people on Patreon are doing, it's kind of helped me to say, oh, okay, well, they're doing this and so on, and so it gives me a better frame of reference, so I can be a better Patreon artist. So, but that's a whole other thing. And if anybody's got any other requests, just go ahead and put those up there. Okay, found an article that says Tutankhamun's mummy was missing his heart. This sounds about right. The sad thing is, from what I understand, he had a lot of damage that it's only been more recently when they've done more recent studies of him that they've figured out what was damage that he incurred at the end of his life, and then what was done when they were extracting him from his coffin, because what's really horrifying when you think about it, when they were popping open that inner coffin, because you see that innermost coffin and it's solid gold and it's beautiful and everything, but it had been encased in oils that had hardened to a tar-like mass, and then they had to pry that out, and then they to get the mask, they had, what they basically did was broke him up in order to get in there, and this was in the 1920s, and they didn't care about that at that point. They wanted to get the mask out of there, and it was stuck fast, and they were like having to use like a kerosene torch or something like that, and like wetting down the mask in order to like loosen up the oils and stuff to get it out of there. And it was like just reading the descriptions for like, oh my god. But what I think of when it comes to poor Todd himself is, well, he very much became an Osiris, because if you think of what happened in the story of Osiris, his brother kind of broke him up into pieces too, and they were all gathered except for one part, and Tutankhamun, who has come to represent Egypt, and he is the face of ancient Egypt for so many people, and he very much went through the whole Osirian experience, which sounds like it could be I'm thinking go from the Jimi Hendrix experience to the Sarge experience. But another interesting thing too is that it was when his tomb was found that the native Egyptians were like, hey, you're not carting all this stuff to the British Museum, this is ours. And it sort of galvanized them to in a way, at least from what I've read, it seems like he was a galvanizing force for, hey, this is our antiquities, it should stay in our country. You're not hauling all of this stuff off to England just cause, so he's serving his people, long after, his reign was officially over. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so my student brain and Kemetic brain are screaming right now. Yes, and and we did find out that see, well, the funny thing is there were some things that ended up in Carnarvon's possession, because when they did some renovation in his estate, I think it's called Highclere Castle, and so his grandson, was doing renovation, and they found a spot where some stuff had been stashed away, and they're like, oh, well, this came from Egypt. We know where this came from, and they actually did return some of it. And I want to say that there was like a lapis headrest or some other things that had been part of that stash that was repatriated, and what that one piece was in the Tut exhibit that they had, about 12 years ago. And then, more recently, they found some things that Carter himself had pocketed, apparently, and it has finally turned up again. Although I'm sure the conversation, because he died in like the 1930s, and I'm sure the conversation, when he got to the West, was rather interesting. But even though he did steal some things, it would have been much worse had somebody else found Tutankhamun, because he was still more methodical in his clearing of the tomb than a lot of his competitors, like the American, Theodore Davis. When he found some things from the pit that they had, where they put all the stuff from the funeral, they found like collars that were flowers but had been sewn on papyrus, and he actually was demonstrating how durable the material was by trying to tear one apart for the people that he was showing this to. So and they like did no photos of like where everything was when they found it. It was not nearly as well documented as what Carter did, because they took pictures, went to another tomb that they were using as a dark room, and then developed the photos, and said, okay, everything's got a catalog number, before they ever went to actually pick things up and move them. So, for all of the things that he didn't do right, he did a lot of things very well, and our knowledge is still better for it. So, you have to weigh the good and the bad. So yes, put that link in the study group. Yeah. And archaeology 101 plus we legit looked at websites that just sell ancient Greek and Egyptian things. Some stuff technically legal, some stuff not. Yeah, you get a lot of that. They actually did a John Oliver thing about museums like not too long ago, and like last week tonight. And what was funny was there was a lot of stuff that was like, yeah, I knew about this, I knew about this. I didn't know about the Nigerian bronzes, but it's not very surprising considering some of the other things. So, and some of the things that the museum curators say in there, I'm like, wow, really? But yeah. So, fun facts for the evening. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. If anybody's got any other requests, just let me know. And I have thought it would be really fun to have like some kind of Egyptian museum exhibit, or like a little place where people could come and see things. But how would you do it, if you weren't using actual artifacts? Because it always feels kind of cheeky when you're just going to see expensive reproductions of things. But because I've seen those before, and you find yourself going, well, does the real thing look like this? But we'd have to think what would be a neat interactive experience that didn't use purloined antiquities. But be that as it may. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Kepri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shenit in Unu endures. As the name of Oster, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Neat, O Sobek, O Sekhmet. You have come in peace, O Yunechiru. May you go forth in peace, Ra, Neat, Sobek, Sekhmet. May you go forth in peace, O Yunechiru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Oh, and I noticed I had a comment in a previous live stream where somebody had asked, well, why are you using the Greek names instead of the Kemetic names? And, I will use them interchangeably. And I wasn't able to answer that comment directly for whatever reason. But the answer, if they happen to tune in to this point, is, the Greek names, beginners know who those are. We use them interchangeably because the deity is the same. It's just, it makes it a little more accessible for somebody who isn't intimately familiar with it. So, because we'll catch, we have new folks every so often. So we want to try and make this open and as straightforward and understandable, as possible. So. Okay. Oh, and it says, may I have a prayer for Hathor? I found someone I really want to be with, and I hope that Lady Hathor can help. And yes, and don't forget to leave a like. And Creature of Legend, yes, I hope you have a good weekend too. Thanks for tuning in. We love you too. And quick prayer for Hathor. A lady of love, lady of joy and dancing and music, and prayers of the heart. May you put your sweet and loving arms around Sarah and guide her where she needs to be, and make sure that she finds only the right people. And if things are good and positive, then may they be, and if they are not, then may they be fleeting and not you know be anything more than a brief learning experience. So. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much, and love to you too, Darren.
We love you guys. Thank you.
So you guys have a great weekend, and tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yes, as soon as I get that technical difficulty, ironed out, which I'll probably have to try and do it on Chrome, get everything set up. So then, if people want to do like the super thanks, that they can do that. So, but I have to say thank you for everyone who's been a loyal viewer who tunes in. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this.
And
so.
thank you all for putting up with me.
You're great, Darren. We love you too. So. Yes. Next Friday. Alrighty, guys. Simon Cagle was apparently very impressed with, your sound effects.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Much love, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bird for hire coming soon.
Well, Frank Welker said I bark for a living. All righty, guys.